Good morning. We are interrupting your regular scheduled programming to bring you live coverage of the funeral services for fallen soldiers Breonna Moffett of Savannah and Kennedy Sanders of Waycross. We begin this morning with new information about a span of shootings in the Savannah area on Saturday. One word to describe when Giuliani came from the jail into this street here was chaotic.
I'm a short woman, so that's another factor.
Yeah, you have trouble even getting into the line.
I know. I would wear my tall tennis shoes. We have to wait till April for warmer temperatures. I mean, what's going on?
Where are you from?
Savannah.
Savannah? You want to put that on me? Thank you.
Savannah, it's been a pretty active scene out there. What can you tell us? Mention Georgia being different than some of these other cases. Kind of talk me through why the Fulton County case is different from the federal case. What statement do you think this makes about the Republican Party right now?
I'm going to step into the flooding that we are seeing.
We can take a trip after this. All right, a lot going on this next half hour.
South Carolina taking center stage in the race to the White House.
Go tell your family and friends that America's depending on what they do on Saturday.
You're not supposed to lose your home state.
The promise Nikki Haley is making to voters across the country.
Thanks so much for starting your day with us here on WJCL 22 News. Good morning. Happy Hump Day. I'm Frank Sulkowski.
And I'm Olivia Wile. We got both meteorologists in house today. We got meteorologist Catherine Liberta, who will be checking traffic for us in just a bit. And we have meteorologist Jonathan Myers here to talk us through our forecast. We're seeing some 70s later on in the week, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's going to feel nice by tomorrow, even Friday.
That is where WJCL 22 News' Savannah Younger is joining us live this morning. Savannah, it's been a pretty active scene out there. What can you tell us? Thank you so much, Savannah, for that report. Scary moments leading up to that death.
All right, yeah, Savannah, thank you so much.
Right now, Beaufort County deputies need your help in the search for this missing 81-year-old man. They say Martin Raffone was last seen leaving his house in Sun City early yesterday morning. He drives a white 2015 Hyundai Genesis sedan with South Carolina tag KDP 973. If you see him or that car, you are asked to call the sheriff's office. Well, new this morning, a push that would require libraries in Georgia schools to notify parents about every book that their child checks out.
Yeah, and lawmakers are also considering charging librarians who give out, quote, disturbing material.
This morning, officers are looking for whoever is responsible for spray painting buildings on Savannah State University's campus. Take a look at pictures of the vandalism. You can see there art is free and other messages left on the walls of those buildings. This comes after students raised concerns about the future of the performing arts program earlier this week. Savannah State officials say they're reviewing all academic programs and no recommendations or decisions have been made yet. Reminder, early voting in South Carolina's Republican primary ends tomorrow. Primary election day is Saturday. Early voting, meanwhile, is also underway in Georgia now. It ends March 8th. Georgia's presidential primary is slated for March 12th. And you can keep up with all of these important election dates by checking out our online voter guide and by downloading the WJCL 22 News app. Catherine. Well, the time is 5:38 now.
A string of car break-ins targeting local first responders. Take a look at this newly released video of the criminal in the act. Up next, why officials say they're struggling to track him down.
Plus, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp questioned in a federal case against former President Donald Trump. He's opening up about what he said. Coming up.
The noise is usually the worst during morning and evening rush hours, but then you just heard that. There's an accident happening right now.
Michelle Nobiletti couldn't even finish her sentence without being interrupted by noise from Truman Parkway. She and her husband Doug moved into the neighborhood in 2015. Down the road, Ruthie Williams has been here much longer, even before the parkway was built.
I had no one that was listening to me about what the impact of this parkway, noise-wise. I had no qualm about the parkway.
Williams moved into her home in 1980. She says she fought with the city and county for years to build a sound barrier on her side of Truman Parkway like there is on the other side. She says she last spoke up 10 years ago at a city council meeting.
You can hear how upset I was.
They matter. I matter. All the people that came to represent our neighborhood matter, Mr. Davenport. We matter.
In response to the story I did last week about the noise in the Bacon Park Edgemere Sackville neighborhood, the city tells me there is a sound study being done.
The reason why we have the sound study going on is because we heard the residents. But we also recognize that you have to have the engineering work done.
But it's still not clear when the sound study began, where it's being conducted, who's completing it, and how much it costs.
I just appreciate WJCL more than you can say. WJCL stood up to the plate when this first began.
I have it right here, as a matter of fact. Let me look at the date on my letter.
Thomas Willoughby and his wife have just about a month to find a new pharmacy.
We moved here in 1988, so we've been going to Richmond Hill Pharmacy for 30 or plus or minus years.
Willoughby is a veteran, serving 21 years in the Army. His family has TRICARE, the universal health care for retired military members.
It's some of the best medical care, in my opinion, you can get. And it's always been great.
That's until he got this notice notifying him TRICARE will be dropping Richmond Hill Pharmacy from his network. Pharmacist and part owner Dr. Alex Tucker says every year pharmacy benefit managers, the middleman between pharmacies and insurance companies like TRICARE, will renegotiate rates. But this year he says they didn't even get that chance.
To our knowledge, those contracts were never even submitted to us or presented to us. It was just completely that we were omitted, this store and also our Hinesville store.
I reached out to TRICARE to inquire.
Hi there, my name's Olivia Wile and I'm an anchor reporter at WJCL 22 News.
I spoke with 3 different people and never got a clear answer. Tucker says his pharmacy has been working with the Georgia Pharmacy Association to draft a letter to send to the Department of Defense, which oversees the military and its health care.
We have a large population of retired and active military and spouses and their families that we serve. Some of those patients have been with us for 30 years, pretty well since the store has been here.
But until there are answers, Willoughby will be forced to leave his community pharmacy behind. Reporting in Richmond Hill, Olivia Wile, WJCL 22 News.